Good morning, everybody. This is Dr. Pradeep Srinivasan under the REFER series. REFER stands for Radiology Education for Enhancement of Radiologists. Today, we will be looking at fetal right aortic arch. Before going to the right aortic arch, let us look at the normal left aortic arch anatomy. So, when we do our fetal echo, there is a view called three vessel tracheal view. So, the anatomy of the three vessel tracheal view is as drawn here. The left and right have been labeled for understanding. So, the pulmonary artery is on the left side and the aorta is on the right side. SVC is on the right side in the three vessel tracheal view. So, the pulmonary artery continues as the ductal arch, which is on the left side. The aorta continues as the aortic arch, which sweeps from the right side to the left side, anterior to posterior, and meets the ductal arch to the left of the trachea. So, the confluence of the ductal arch and the aortic arch resembles the English letter V as shown here, and the confluence will be to the left of the trachea. Now that you have understood this anatomy in a line diagram, let us look at the sonoanatomy. So, the same thing here is in 2D. So, that is the three vessel tracheal view, and you can see that the V confluence is shown as you learnt in the line diagram. The ductal arch I have mentioned as DA stays on the left side. The aortic arch mentioned as AA sweeps from the right to the left and meets the ductal arch posteriorly in the front of the spine and to the left of the trachea. The SVC stays on the right side. So, that is the three vessel tracheal view with a V confluence of the ductal arch and the aortic arch to the left of the trachea. On color Doppler, the three vessel tracheal view usually shows the ductal arch as a long structure and the aortic arch as a shorter structure, and both meet together in the shape of a colored V confluence. The SVC usually does not fill in this view, and you can see that the color in both the ductal arch and aortic arch should be of the same, showing that there is antegrade flow away from the heart both in the ductal arch and aortic arch. Now, let us see the same thing on a cine loop. So, here we have the ductal arch on the left side, the aortic arch going from the right to the left side and meeting the ductal arch to the left of the trachea. So, you can see that the trachea is here, which is an anechoic structure, and to the left of the trachea we have the ductal arch and the aortic arch, both of them meeting in the shape of an English letter V. Now, we will see in 2D the three vessel tracheal view. Sometimes we have the left right of the fetus in a different orientation. So, in this fetus, this is the right side and that is the left side. So, you can see that the V confluence is on the left of midline, that is the trachea, and the V confluence is to the left of the midline. So, that is the ductal arch, that is the aortic arch, and both of them meet to the left of the trachea. The color Doppler again shows the V confluence to the left of the trachea, and it shows that the color is similar in both the arches. Now that we have learnt the normal anatomy, we will go for the right aortic arch. Again, here I have mentioned left and right for understanding purposes, and you can see that the pulmonary artery is on the left, aorta is on the right, SVC is on the right side. So, this is normal, but as the pulmonary artery becomes the ductal arch, as it continues with the ductus arteriosus, it remains on the left, which is like the normal anatomy. But look at the aorta. The aorta, instead of sweeping from the right to the left side, stays on the right side and meets the ductal arch posterior to the trachea, and the shape it forms is the English letter U, So the V confluence becomes a U confluence in a right aortic arch. So the ascending aorta remains on the right side, the pulmonary artery which becomes the ductal arch remains on the left side, and both of them meet posterior to the trachea, and that forms a U confluence. So the U confluence is characteristic of a right aortic arch. Now let us look at examples of right aortic arch. So here we have the U confluence as I showed to you. Now the ductal arch remains on the left side, the aortic arch instead of going to the left remains on the right side, and both of them meet in a prevertebral prespinal location and posterior to the trachea. So that's the cine of the right aortic arch. So you can see that the ductal arch is on the left side, the aortic arch remains on the right side, that's the trachea, and you can see the confluence is not a V but a U, and it encircles the trachea, and the SVC which does not fill in color is on the right side. So this U confluence around the trachea is the characteristic color Doppler cine of a right aortic arch. That's a 13-week fetus. So when we do a 4-chamber view, this is left, that is right, and that's the LV, that's the RV. So from the right, the PA goes to the left and the ductal arch remains on the left. From the LV, the aorta goes to the right, and instead of moving to the left side, it remains on the right side as a right aortic arch and meets the ductus or the ductal arch posterior to the trachea. That's the superior vena cava. So this is the characteristic U confluence, and I have put both the 4-chamber and the 3-vessel tracheal together so that you can see and understand what is the difference between a left aortic arch and a right aortic arch. So that's the cine of right aortic arch at 12 weeks. So look at the exquisite documentation at 12 weeks. So all we need at 12 weeks is to have a high resolution equipment, to have a high frequency probe, and to get the fetus in the dorso-posterior position, apex pointing anteriorly, and you can actually see that the anatomy of the right aortic arch can be very beautifully shown right at the age of 12 weeks of the fetus. So that's the right aortic arch in a 12-week fetus. So before we conclude, a little understanding of right aortic arch. So there are 3 types of right aortic arch. Type 1 right aortic arch has a mirror image branching. So the first branch is the left innominate, then the left CCA, and then the right subclavian artery. The type 2 right aortic arch has an aberrant left subclavian artery. So the first branch is the left CCA, then is the right CCA, then is the right subclavian artery, and finally comes the aberrant left subclavian artery. And the third one, type 3, is when there is isolation of left subclavian artery. So remember, when you have an isolated right aortic arch and when there is no anomalous vessel, it is type 1. When we have a right aortic arch and when we have an aberrant left subclavian artery, it is type 2, and it is the type 2 which qualifies for a vascular ring. The incidence of right aortic arch is 0.3% or seen in 0.3% of fetuses. Associations are DiGeorge syndrome, 22q11.2 microdeletion, 47XXY. A vascular ring forms when there is right aortic arch with aberrant left subclavian artery or when there is double aortic arch. If there is an isolated right aortic arch, there is no need for karyotyping and there is no risk of postnatal dysphagia or dyspnea. If any other anomaly in cardia or rest of the body is noted, then we need to do amniocentesis microarray and postnatally surgical correction may be needed. If any one of you are interested in pursuing learning fetal echo, then please Google medinit.org or call me on 98441 29465. I have courses on fetal echo, aneuploidy, and on adult anal sonography. Thank you very much. Happy learning. Jai Hind.